Hello and welcome back to our HIP New World Order series. In our last episode we successfully helped out Al-Andalus against their civil war after some battles and sieges in the islands over here. And also we discovered that the claimant who is currently attacking Jerusalem is in fact himself a member of our dynasty, so that being the case we don't actually care whether he wins or loses, because either way we'll still have a member of our dynasty and an ally on the throne down here. And incidentally, we can actually join his war now if we want to, or offer to at least. I guess it was because we were allied in another war over here in Al-Andalus that we weren't able to before. But, as mentioned, we don't actually care who wins, so we'll just leave that situation alone for the moment. So, we are plotting, of course, to kill the King of Hungary. We have over 100%, hopefully that will fire at some point and we'll be able to declare war on them. And in the meantime, we probably can go ahead and take care of these mysteriously English subholdings that we have and take some of them back. Actually, there is an English army over here in my land already, so I guess we will be able to fight a battle against them pretty quickly without even transporting any troops. For now, though, we should be able to just go ahead and declare. Unfortunately, we have to do two separate wars for these two county claims. But that's not the worst thing, I suppose. We'll declare that, we'll immediately become hostile to this 25k army. And we should be able to raise well over 25k nearby to go and fight them. 36, I think we'll do for the moment. And let's not be on speed 1. Taking a little attrition in our land, which is nice. We're also fighting Brittany now, that's fine. Oh, another thing. Apparently the Kingdom of Miser down here, we are just not able to create. We're not at peace right now again, of course, but just the fact that we are an emperor just precludes us from ever being able to create this, apparently. Which is kind of an annoyance. I don't know what we're going to do with this land down here. I don't really want to hold it myself. But if we can't create a kingdom title, then I guess the alternative is to just grant the individual dukes their independence, which is kind of a mess, but maybe we'll do that. We are coming up on the point where we probably want to end this series. At the time of recording, Horse Lords has just come out a day or two ago, and there isn't a newer version of HIP yet, but I'm sure there will be, and once there is, I will definitely want to start a new series in that version. We'll again decline the call of Adalbert's host here. We're just going to stay out of that matter. Don't get involved in family arguments, if you want my advice. But before we do end the series, we do have a few more things that I would like to finish taking care of. Namely, the Hungary situation, these two subholdings, and some sort of solution to the Kingdom of Miser problem, if at all possible. So it seems like this army is happy enough to stay here in Dijon. They are in the hills. I think we'll probably just go ahead and attack them there anyway, especially if we can find a way to do that without crossing a river. And we can go in from this county, it looks like. What's this county? That would be a river crossing. Okay. That's fine, we'll get our best commanders in charge. I think I said that we could probably start leading our armies ourselves if we want to. Betrothed can marry, our daughter can marry her genius betrothed. We'll get that taken care of. Bayern has a large army over here. You have accepted our suggestion. She will get married, hopefully start having strong genius babies. Let's hope we don't take a huge amount of attrition before we get out of this county. Though we'll probably take some in this county because Bayern has a huge army here. What are they up to, actually? Attacking Berry. Helping out our vassal king of Flanders, okay. Well, I guess we'll just take the attrition and march on through. We've lost a trade post, not a big deal. Okay, King Wilhelm of Jerusalem did win his war. Good for him. I guess he's probably a better commander than the other guy. Or a better character, rather, is what I mean. So I suppose it's better overall if he stays in charge. We did take a little attrition, but not a huge amount. Oh, we got a gift of baklava, delicious as it is, without any rival in syrupy sweetness and culinary delight, one would think. So we are eating good food for a while, giving us diplomacy and health. We attacked into the hills. I think we should still win this handily, though. And we have a peasant revolt, okay. Up here is not in our lands, that's actually in land belonging to the King of Saxony. Hopefully he'll take care of it. I mean, obviously it's ultimately our land, but you know what I mean. We captured a mayor, captured an earl, bishop, a mayor. We'll follow to the next county, which is also hills, but it shouldn't be an issue. Especially now their morale is depleted and we killed a lot of them. Also across a river. That's fine. Captured another mayor and a bishop and a countess and an earl. Real prisoner fest in these battles, apparently. We'll stay here in siege since it's our war goal. We'll just send half of the army after. We'll send this half if it's the one with the good commanders. I guess we're gonna have to reappoint somebody anyway. He was already there. There we go. Not that it really matters that much, I guess. And we'll chase them around until we manage to destroy them completely. They still have 17,000 troops remaining, so we'll probably see if we can find them. I imagine they're up in England somewhere. Since I don't think the siege of this holding on its own is going to give us enough war score to end this. We'll get an army together that we can transport across. My Kaiser, word has reached me that your court chaplain has accused me of heresy. You're probably not a heretic. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. Our niece is of legal age, she became Midas touched. Good for her. A local friar has petitioned you to donate your family relic to the church. After all, he says, it isn't right that one man should hold what belongs to all Christians. Okay. So we would be giving up 0.2 monthly piety. But we could gain the trait humble in exchange. Which would be fine. Actually gives us even more monthly piety. We can prepare a grand ceremony to hold it over, gain 30 piety and prestige, and temple vassal opinion. Or we can say, who will rid me of this turbulent priest? We'll just donate it discreetly. Let's get some boats raised so that we can transport our troops. Is that enough? I don't know. Pretty sure that's enough. This Duke has given me bizarre and repulsive evidence concerning our King of Saxon's sexual preferences. We aren't really interested in that. Thanks all the same. And speaking of our King of Saxon, he does indeed have some troops raised and is sending them after the peasant revolt, which I appreciate. So we're not going to have to deal with that ourselves. I think we'll just dump this whole army right on his capital and start sieging. Maybe we'll capture the king and be able to end it immediately. King of Denmark, King Jens the Gentle, is proposing that he marry our niece. I guess so. Why not? We don't get an alliance if she's not in a close enough relation, but seems reasonable anyway. We promised this guy that he had a chance to become Chancellor of the Holy Roman Empire. Did I? Doesn't seem like he is good for the job. We'll just tell him no. I mean, I let you marry my daughter. Now you want me to give you a job as well? Okay, we have our goal siege there. We have the peasant revolt fully wiped out, so we can end that and execute this man. I'm also going to go and click the ransom all prisoners button since we have a lot of high value prisoners. And we've dropped below 100% in our plot to kill the King of Hungary, unfortunately. So we'll see if there's anyone else we can bribe into this. Well, there is at least one person who is just willing to join. I'm thinking this is actually because there is a revolt going on, and some characters who were previously eligible to plot against him aren't because they're part of the revolt. But that's okay. What is this revolt about, actually? Somebody's claim on Hungary, okay. And I imagine it's a Christian character's claim, so if they win, our Hungarian situation might actually be resolved. Which would be fine, I suppose. Alright, we're taking attrition here, which is not great. I guess we'll probably just go ahead and assault. Unfortunately, we aren't going to capture the king because he's off leading troops in somewhere Welsh sounding. Yep, that is about right. So maybe we'll siege a couple of holdings here, and if that doesn't get us to 100%, we'll go find his army wherever it is and fight him. Discovered prisoners held in the dungeons, we'll release them all, why not? And take these courtiers prisoner. We're not taking too much attrition, so not so bad. Trier was converted to the Catholic faith, which is interesting because I wasn't aware that it was not Catholic. Is there a heresy or something? I don't see any other outbreaks of heresy in the general area. That's okay. While we are looking at the religion map mode, where is our, not Chancellor, but Chaplain right now? Oh, he's here, I see. So he's doing just fine, we don't need to change his job at all. And we're actually only just about able to assault this one. So maybe instead we'll head up in this direction and see if we can find the English army. Well, there's some of it. I want to try and fight the one that has the actual king in charge. He's in Northampton right now, which is not there. It's yeah, over here. Well, we may as well fight this one and in that direction. And it looks like this is the main army, so we'll try and catch this. They're in plains. We are going to cross a river if we go in from here. But possibly not from here. We'll try it. We have another peasant revolt in Waterford. Okay, well, I guess if we were to surrender to this, would we get rid of this land down here finally? Just the county? That's not even worth doing, really. Well, I guess we'll have another use for this army before we transport it home. Go and take care of the peasant revolt. We actually did cross a river, we should be okay though. Apparently the king is not in this army. But it should be worth a decent amount of war score anyway. Oh, they're getting reinforcements in. Not in time though. Maybe the king is down here. And my wife is pregnant, okay. At the age of 40. We're up to 93%. And we have a new pope. Alright, that brings us up to 100%. We can enforce demands, we gain the holding wherever it was. This one, I guess. And we can disband these troops. We can actually bring the boats home and disband them, since we are going to march our army over here. Although, it actually looks like we are not going to need to help out there, since one of our vassals has the whole thing under control. So I guess having disbanded our boats, we'll just march our army up here and disband it there. Arranged marriage from the King of Bayern. He wants to marry our daughter to, I guess, a relative of his, the Prince of Bayern. And we have a similar offer from the King of Norway. Bayern's already very happy with me, so I guess we'll go ahead and get an alliance with Norway, why not? Okay, maybe Norway had an ulterior motive, they need some help in a war against Denmark. Okay, I accept. We can fight Denmark. Let's see, they have 38,000 troops, we probably don't need to raise our whole army or anything. We'll get a few levies raised in this general area. Which should be plenty. And he's having a pretty bad time in that war, so I guess he really does need our help. One of my guards seems to be unhappy about this war. It seems he personally knows some of the soldiers fighting for the other side. We'll be sorry to hear that and gain some piety. Alright, and I guess it might be a bit faster if we were to transport troops around by boat here. But I think we should be able to get there in time traveling by land. So I think we'll just do that. We'll go try and fight his army first. If we can find some terrain up here that isn't mountains, that would be great. But if not, we'll see what we can do about it. Our nephew Lexigardian, well, we'll just educate him with some random person. Maybe somebody with a high military score so he can become a decent commander. He already has strong, which helps out. Sure. This Duke. Alright, well, we're out of time for this episode, so we'll have to leave it here for now and continue our war against Denmark next time. Thanks for watching, and join me again then.